So, let's call this another test. Why a test? Because I'm still figuring out how to do this, get comfortable with it, etc. Okay, so responding to a couple of, let's call this a video response instead of a text response in the thread. So Carrie's last response had the picture of one of these things, GorillaPods. This is the big one. Looks like an alien creature. And some other suggestions for rigs. The issue we've had with doing this in the past is that the setup, if it's at all complicated, teachers won't do it. They won't do it without help. So the good thing about having a jig like this, or a more, obviously more polished, elegant one that could be produced by Flip, professional designers and manufacturing and everything, is that the teacher basically would align the piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, or you could have jigs for different size paper if you wanted, but most people have 8.5 by 11 paper around the house. They line that paper up easily with the base of the jig. This gray area is not within the field of view of the lens, but it does serve a good purpose of pushing the area where you're recording away from, at least in the case of my jig, away from this surface, which tends to cast a little bit of a shadow into this area of the paper. Anyway, anything in this area gets recorded, as you can see now. And it's really easy to set up, right? The teacher, in my case, I use some Velcro tape. So part of the Velcro, one side of the Velcro is on the flip, on the underside of the flip here, and one side is on the surface of this horizontal piece. And I just come and put the flip down. I've got a marker on the wood that tells me exactly where the back of the flip should be, and then a marker on the back of the flip which tells me where the flip should align this way with this piece of wood. So, but again, Flip could just create a jig where the teacher just slides the flip into a little cradle and aligns the paper down below to some piece of the jig, and off they go. One thing, I looked at the possibility of rotating this around 180 degrees, right? Just flipping it around. The problem is that the microphone, in addition to rotating it around, extending this piece, right, making this piece a little wider, really wider like that, right, and cutting a hole, drilling a hole in it, which the flips, this raised bezel around the lens would fit right into, and that would sort of be a natural aligning feature. The problem is that the microphone for the flip is right in here. Actually, right, maybe that's it. It's hard to see in this picture, but that would prevent it from picking up the audio quality, which it does very nicely this way. So, you do have to, everything comes in upside down, and you do have to rotate it 180 degrees, which iMovie allows you to do very nicely. QuickTime Pro allows you to do that very nicely. It would be nice if the Flip video people built that feature into the Flip software. That would be one less stage involved. So you just do your cut. Oh, another thing that would be nice is to have a little cropping feature in the Flip software, so you could cut out any edge issues and just pull it in a bit. You can do that nicely in iMovie. But those two things, sort of a crop feature and a rotate 180 degrees feature within the Flip software would mean that it would all be super easy for teachers, right? You give them the Flip, you give them the jig, and away they go producing software. And and then the final piece, right, once the video is created, is how easy it is to upload to YouTube, right? And YouTube now has, you can choose like 4 or 5 different sizes, right? You can get embed codes for each one of those sizes, so you could, or the actual link to those, so you could provide users with links to, the large HD size or smaller size, in case they're viewing these on the iPhone or something. By the way, the videos on my, here's another visual, on my iPod Touch, and let's, oh, okay, so we want to see this. Oh, I didn't do that, that's weird. And it's loading the movie, and there we go. So this is the previous movie. So that's pretty cool, I think. I'm just going to lift that a little closer and see if that, you can see that better. So these movies that teachers could produce are very readable. It probably is not going to look so great on the video, but as I'm looking at this, looks beautifully clear. And so on their smartphones or mobile devices, students could get help with some problem which they're having, didn't understand when the teacher first covered it in the class. Okay, which is the whole idea behind these videos. So enough of this guy. Turn that off and put that aside. Okay, so you create a YouTube account, you upload your video. From my experience, it went very quickly. You can distribute you can embed them, or you can distribute the links. You could create a website or a page to share with your students that have these. Some teachers might not feel comfortable using YouTube, right? Because it's public. There are alternatives to that. What do I use? I should have that right handy, but I don't. But there's BoxNet. There are other things like that. Lots of services that you can pay for to upload big video files and have them available to your students. So let's see, any other issues I wanted to talk about? Oh, so if you think this is cool, and you'd like your teachers to be able to do this, yes, right, easily, then what do you want to do? You want to contact Flip. It's actually lowercase. Flip Video and say, hey, I want one of something like this, except, much more beautiful and elegant and refined and all that stuff. And maybe if enough of us do that, we will be able to avoid having to getting our shop teachers to help us build things like this. Okay? So, is there anything else I wanted to show? No, that's it for now. Okay, bye.